What is up, guys? Randomonium here with your Week 9 Fantasy LCS roster management video. This video, I'm going to break down all of my fantasy leagues and let you know who I'm going to be starting for Week 9. But we're finally at the end of this summer split. So I hope all of your fantasy leagues turned out the way you wanted them to and that you're all doing well in them. But I'll break down my 6 fantasy leagues. I did fairly well in, I'd say, the majority of them. But there was one or two that I did rather poorly in. So yeah, it happened. So just have fun with it. All right. So this first fantasy league, my options for top lane are Smitty J and Odo. Both HBK and Giants have pretty easy weeks this week. HBK actually lost to Origin and Unicorn to Love in the past, but I think that they'll do relatively well. But we can look at the points. And Smitty J has been performing well. There was that little hiccup in week 7 for Giants, but I think he'll actually get more points than Odo, so I'm going to keep him in. All right, Svenskeren and Meteos for jungle. TSM is going up against Immortals, obviously very high risk game. Cloud9 is going up against Liquid, which is also a high risk game. If we look at the points by opponents, just about even. And then if we look at the historical, it looks like Sven has been very consistent. Meteos has had higher point potential, but he's been more inconsistent. So for now, I'm going to keep Svenskeren in because he's just more consistent. And then if I look at the matchup later on and I feel like I really need to take a risk and go for those high points, then I'll substitute in Meteos. All right, for mid lane, my options are Pobelter and Knight. If we look at the points by week, Pobelter has been outpointing Knight in the past couple weeks. This week, Immortals does have a very difficult TSM. And I actually, I wouldn't count out Phoenix. I mean, they were able to upset TSM. So this is not like a guaranteed win for Immortals. But I do think that Immortals will be outpointing Giants this week. For AD carry, I have Wild Turtle and I have Kabi. So you can see here, Wild Turtle has been doing better than Kabi in the past couple weeks. That'll probably continue, so I will keep him in. I only have one support with Adrian, and then for my flex, this is definitely a very difficult choice, really between Knight and Kabi. So they both have relatively easy schedules. We look at previous points. Knight got about 60. Kabi got about the same. If we look at historically, it actually looks like it's about even, believe it or not. Giants had their week 7 hiccup. For Splice week 8, they didn't get as many points, but they haven't really had any bad weeks. So I think I'm going to start Kabi this week. I think he'll do well. And then I have Cloud9 as my team. That's definitely high risk. So I want to take a look and see what teams are available. Well, I got Giants available, so that's actually pretty nice. HGK is available, but if we look at the stats, go to teams, Splice Giants are available. We look at points recently. Last week, Giants did very well. Week before, obviously, Giants was really low. Splice did well. Giants. So I think I'm going to pick up Giants. The other option would be pick up Splice, but since I'm already going to start Kabi, just to have a little bit of diversity on my team, I will grab Giants over Cloud9, just because I'm not sure that Cloud9 is going to beat Liquid, and I'm pretty confident that Giants can beat Chalka and Rockcat. So I think that Giants will wind up getting more points than Cloud9 this week. Going back to the roster tab, I think that's about as good as we're going to get. Got some good diversity. Got 2 Giants, 3 Immortals, that's fine. And yeah, I think we're good to go on that one. All right, moving on to the next one. My options in top lane are Expect or Seraph. G2, a little bit of a difficult week. They're going up against Fnatic and Vitality. Vitality is really kind of hanging on for their playoff spots. Envy's got a really easy week. They're going up against Echo Fox and Phoenix. I think that Seraph, if there's any week that Seraph is going to do well, it's probably going to be this week. He had a really poor week 8, but I think he should be able to rebound, so I'm going to start him. And then that also gives me a little bit more diversity in my team. For jungle, I have Trick and Meteos. Yeah, I'm going to start Trick. He definitely has been outpointing Meteos. Mid lane, my options are Knight or Perks. I'll start Perks. He seems like he's doing well now. He was struggling earlier. AD carry, my options are Fabi or Sunstar. Yeah, that Team Liquid Cloud9 match is really high risk. It could go really well for either team, but it's really high risk. So I'm inclined to lean towards Giants, who has an easier week. So put in Sunstar for AD carry. And then for flex, if we look at the historical, I think Knight is probably the best option. Xpec could also be a valid choice. But I think I'll keep Knight in. I feel pretty confident the Giants is going to end on a high note, so I'll keep him in. That gives me 3 for G2, 3 for Giants, and then an Envy player. I think that's fine. I can see who's available. Fox is available. Kabi is available. That's definitely an option. Pick him up. But who would I have to drop? Fabi, maybe? Look at the stats. Look recently. Fabi did better last week. Kabi's been doing very well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick up Kabi on Splice. Oh, I could also pick up Laud, but I already have Seraph as well. I think that's gonna maximize my diversity there. So go back to my roster. Look at historical. Yeah, I like that. I actually like starting Kabi there, and then should I go for Knight or should I go for Sunstar at flex? Looks like when Giants does well, Knight gets slightly more points on average. It's more of a toss-up. It depends on the week, but it looks like I can't go wrong with either one of them. So recently it looks like Knight's been doing better, so I'll start Knight for now. Alright, I think that's pretty good for this fantasy league. Okay, for this fantasy league, starting off in top lane, Odo or Seraph. Look at historically. HK has got a pretty good matchups. I feel like Seraph has got to do well this week. I feel like he should be able to do well this week. So I'll start him. Trick versus Yangos, I think that's going to be pretty one-sided. Yeah, Trick definitely wins out on that one. Mid lane. Do I go for Phoenix or do I go for Knight? Phoenix has been playing out of his freaking mind. If anybody on Liquid's going to do well this week, it's going to be Phoenix in my mind. Yeah. I feel like I gotta start Phoenix. And then Sven or Laud. Sven's definitely gonna win that one. Support, I only have Hustlin. And then AD carry, this can be a tough choice. Do I go for Lod or do I go for Knight? It seems like Knight has been performing better. When Giants does well, Knight outperforms Lod, and when Giants does poorly and Envy does poorly, Knight usually gets more points than Lod. So yeah, so Knight is the better choice in that situation. I think that's pretty good. That's some good diversity as far as my team is concerned. I can check to see if any weird players are available. Yeah, there's some good players available. But I think I'm good with who I have. Alright. Moving on to the next fantasy league. My options for top lane are Smitty J or Ray. Ray has been he's been doing really well, considering how much Apex has been struggling. But obviously Giants has been doing really well and Smitty J has been doing well, so I think I gotta keep him in. Look at Jungle, I think I gotta put Trashy in on this one. Yeah, he's been doing much better than Yankos. Especially after they upset Fnatic last week. I definitely gotta start Trashy. Mid lane, Knight or Bjergsen. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go Bjergsen. 80 carry, Wild Turtle or Copy. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go Wild Turtle on that one. Yeah, definitely going Wild Turtle. Hustling for support. And then the question is, do I go for Copy or Knight? Pretty sure I've already made this decision once. Yeah, Copy looks like he's the better choice. I think that's what I said in the other fantasy league. I'm gonna stick with it. That's pretty good. A little bit more splice heavy in this league, but I don't mind that. I mean, because I already have 2 Giants players, and yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's see who's available, possibly for trade. Mr. Rallis, Laud again. Lots of Envy players. Envy has a solid week this week, but I think I'm gonna start Smitty J. So I'm gonna pick someone up. I'll pick up Seraph. I might substitute him in later. Just because Envy has such an easy week 9, it might be worthwhile to do it. But for now, I'll keep Smitty J in. Alright, next fantasy league. My options are Odo or Smitty J. Already made this decision before. Gonna stick with Smitty J. Jungle, Proction or Trashy. Yeah, definitely going with Trashy. Mid lane, Phoenix or Perks. Now that's a difficult choice. That is a difficult choice because Team Liquid has Cloud9 this week, and G2 has Fnatic. So that's going to be challenging. It looks like Perks has been doing better on average in the past couple weeks, so I'll keep Perks in. And then for 80 carry, my options are Wild Turtle or Sunstar. I'll keep Wild Turtle in. And then for flex, it really comes down to, do I want to start Phoenix or Sunstar? Pretty even as far as points are concerned. And I feel like Giants has an easier week, so I'm going to start Sunstar. And then I'll check, see if there's nobody crazy that's available. Stixay is available, that's interesting. How many points did he get last week? 67, that's actually not that much. Yeah, he's still a little bit too inconsistent for my taste. No, I don't think anybody else is available that I want for this league. But yeah, I think that's a good starting lineup. All right, final league. Wonder or Seraph? Now that is a difficult choice. But because Envy has such an easy week this week, I feel like I gotta go with Seraph. He should be able to perform. Like Seraph is a very talented top laner. For jungle, I have Yankos and Gilius. Ugh, that's not very good. I'm gonna have to go with Yankos over Gilius, but maybe there's a better jungler that I can pick up. Mid lane, Pobelter or Senkux. Yeah, definitely going with Pobelter. 80 carry. I have Fabi and I have Zen. Yep, sticking with Zen. And then for the flex, pretty sure I'm going to go with Senkux over Fabi just because Splice has a much easier week. If you look at the points, yeah, going with Senkux, definitely. Let's see who's available for trade. Are there any junglers? No. There are not many junglers. Okay. Interesting. Alright. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get for that fantasy league. So that's going to be the end of this video. If you have any questions about the final week, week 9, please leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer them. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. We'll be coming out with a patch notes video this week, and I will also be doing my predictions video for week 9 tomorrow. So if you like the channel, please subscribe. Please share with your friends. I'm trying to get 200 subscribers by the end of the season, so help me reach that goal. But I hope you all have a great day. This is Randomonium signing off.